Good morning. It's so good to be with you this morning. I'm going to ask you to do something that may be a little awkward and difficult, but think back to a moment when you were at your morally weakest, when you made a decision or carried through on behavior that you regret to this very day. We all have those moments, don't we? And most of the time, we keep them to ourselves. These last few weeks, you and I have been journeying with Jesus on this morning moment path to the cross. And today we find ourselves in the story of Peter the apostle in a courtyard where Peter has the most shame-filled moment of his entire life. Overcome by fear and temptation and weakness, Peter denied ever knowing Jesus, not once, not twice, but 3 times. It's a compelling story. But I have a simple question for you that tells me so much about this passage. How did you and I come to know this story? How did it come to be written into the Bible? After all, the only people who knew it were a few strangers in a courtyard, Jesus himself, and Peter. For any number of reasons that I could go into, I am absolutely convinced that the only reason you and I know this story, the only reason it ever made it to the Bible, is because Peter himself told it to his friends, to fellow Christians, to anyone who would listen. He wanted people to know that Jesus forgives even the most hurtful sins we commit. And as much as he wanted to, as we would as well, hide his denial of Christ, he wanted even more to witness to the forgiveness of Christ. You and I keep our weaknesses, our moral failings, our imperfection hidden from those around us. After all, I have to confess, I cleaned up this area and myself before I came on. It's natural, isn't it? What if instead, though, we didn't? What if instead we didn't hide all our moral failings and imperfections from those around us? Or at least, what if we wanted to even more show how Christ transforms and loves and redeems each one of us? What if that became the most important thing that we did as Christians? You know, too many people have the sense that Christians are people who try to tell the world that they're perfect. What if instead we let people know we're not perfect? Only God is perfect, and He actually has forgiven us all our most shameful imperfections. Peter's story is amazing. But the story you and I could tell about our lives and about how God has transformed us, that might be the most compelling story of all. I hope you have a great day. God bless you.